Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you could be listening to a hypnosis session about becoming more selfish, which for most people, selfishness has only negative connotations. But if you were to look at selfishness through a different lens, you could say that actually it is self-respect, it is self-care, it is prioritizing your needs above the needs of other people. It is avoiding self-sacrifice or martyrdom or victimhood. And what this session is really all about is taking all of the positive attributions and components of selfishness to make selfishness empowering on one side, to free up the time, energy, emotions to be more generous on the other. And I was working with a client who wanted to become more selfish. And a form of selfishness that is blanket and not discerning, I think would lead to a life that is of worse quality. So to use an analogy, to be selfish with time, energy, and emotions in total would be like to be a rich miser, to have all this money and never to spend any of it. Whereas there are wealthy people that are just discerning with their money, that they don't spend it frivolously, but they spend it on those things that really is beneficial, either to themselves or the people they care about. So being discerning with your selfishness, but also with your generosity, I think is the perfect balance. And that's really what you're going to hear in this hypnosis session. I think it's ideal for those people that are natural empaths, that are natural, kind, caring people, but that can sometimes be taken advantage of, and that their kindness is kind of seen as obligatory, that there is an expectation that these people that are kind, caring people should always give their time, energy, emotions, even if it's detrimental to their own quality of life. And I think having that positive selfishness for those kind of people is actually not a bad thing at all. It's actually very empowering. If you feel that you could work with me individually for a bespoke session on something that would help you, there will be a link in the show notes where you could schedule a consultation call. For now, though, I think you might find that this session could be beneficial. It was created for an individual person, but I think the universal principle of having strong boundaries and being discerning with time, energy, emotions is actually useful for a lot of people. So find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just release any tension in your eyelids, jaw, feeling the tension leave your body as you breathe out. So breathing in and breathing out. Slow down each breath, breathing in for deeper and out for longer, enabling you to feel a frequency is changing. Consider the conscious mind almost like a bustling street, Perhaps you can imagine being on that bustling street surrounded by people. But imagine walking away from the city to find a park where there's just a few people, perhaps walking dogs, doing yoga on a mat on the grass. But continue to walk away where the park becomes countryside, and maybe the countryside becomes completely private nature. And you could imagine this is very different from the bustling city. Maybe a bit more like the place where your imagination thrives. A place where it's easy to daydream, to feel rest and relaxed, to let go of the tensions of the world, and to reconnect with who you truly are. Imagine a place in nature where you can make yourself comfortable. And maybe there's been once in your life that you took a slow, comfortable rest there in nature that maybe turned into a nap, that turned into a dream, that turned into some kind of insight that led to change. So imagine doing that, resting there in nature, allowing your body to fully relax as your mind drifts to a wonderful place, a place where you keep what's good and change what is beneficial to change. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel yourself sinking into the ground. Almost imagine what it would be like to be nature, to be the ground, to be the grass, to be the trees, to be the clouds. Feel that wonderful feeling of detachment from reality. Enjoy the derealization to enable your imagination to experience new ideas, new thoughts. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine what it would be like to be selfish in a good way. Maybe you think of it as empowered selfishness. I want you to imagine that you can go back to memories or drift into the future as your imagination entertains the idea of what it would be like to have healthy boundaries, to be discerning with your time, energy, and emotions, so that you have more than enough to give, but are only willing to give to those truly deserving. I wonder what it would be like to be discerningly selfish, but also discerningly generous. Breathe in and breathe out. And just imagine a vault with a combination lock. Imagine the numbers being turned until you hear a click that the vault door is being opened. And just imagine you are unlocking the resources to be positively selfish. Breathing in, breathing out, feeling a wonderful feeling of selfishness. Not in a negative, toxic way, but in a wonderful way where you protect what is valuable. Imagine yourself as the captain of your ship, steering towards the horizon of your dreams, with the winds of self-care filling your sails. Maybe see yourself as a garden, flourishing and thriving because you water your own soil first before attending to others. just imagine drawing a circle around yourself, or consider yourself on a large yoga mat, a sacred space where your needs and goals are honored and prioritized. Feel a wonderful feeling of liberation as you release the chains of people-pleasing, finding strength in self-validation. Adopt and believe in the power of positive selfishness, where taking care of yourself is the first step to helping others. Affirm to yourself that by securing your own oxygen mask first, you have more to offer those around you. Feel the energy reserves within you growing as you dedicate time to your personal well-being and achievements. Out there in nature, just imagine one of those old-fashioned scales used for weighing ingredients in cooking. As you visualize that scale, imagine it perfectly balanced, with your needs on one side and your generosity on the other. Know that every time you say yes to yourself, you are building a reservoir of health and happiness. And trust that by being discerningly selfish, you are cultivating a life of quality, surrounded by those who truly matter. Notice how easy it's becoming to embrace the wisdom that you can only give your best when you are at your best, both physically and emotionally. There's nothing wrong in recognizing that your time is precious and meant for pursuing what fills you with passion and purpose. So allow yourself to be selectively available, conserving your energy for the pursuits and people that align with your values. Imagine perceiving your own needs as seeds that, when planted and nurtured, grow into the beautiful garden of your life. Imagine your needs and your emotional resources are like an infinite well of energy inside you, drawing from it to nourish your aspirations and the relationships that truly enrich you. And as you acknowledge that by focusing on your personal growth, you are setting a powerful example for others to follow. A life where you can commit to your mental, physical, and emotional health. And these are treasures that you guard fiercely. Grant yourself permission to prioritize your ambitions, understanding this is not selfishness, but actually just self-respect. Feel a sense of pride in being self-reliant, knowing that your internal validation is the most empowering source. So with each breath you take, feel more centered in your purpose, more confident in your path, and more committed to your own journey. As you acknowledge that by being discerningly selfish, it actually gives you more of your time, energy, and emotions for those that would be deserving of your time, energy, and emotions. That scale, that balance means that by being selfish in one area gives you more generosity in others. Feel a wonderful feeling of discernment as you remember times in your past where, when you did good things for other people, you also benefited. That there is discerningly selfishness, but also discerningly generosity. As you unlock that discerning generosity, imagine that with every act of generosity, a seed of joy is planted in your heart, which grows and blossoms, enriching your life with its beauty. Visualize each moment of giving as a two-way stream of energy where your kindness flows and returns to you magnified, bringing a sense of fulfillment and interconnectedness. Deep down, you know that you are empathetic and generous, that you are kind. So you can believe that in the act of lifting others, your own spirit is elevated, creating a harmonious balance where giving and receiving are one and the same. As you feel a warm light expanding within you, each act of generosity making the light brighter, illuminating your path and guiding you to experiences that bring mutual joy and gratitude. But also acknowledge that every time you place the needs of others before your own, it acts as a key that unlocks the door to deeper human connections, enhancing your own life with richness and meaning, but not at all costs. There are some people that are not worthy of your time, energy, and emotions. So you feel that you can be discerning with who is deserving of the precious resources you have to give. Feel a wonderful feeling that change is happening. And when your unconscious mind is ready to integrate a new version of you that is positively and discerningly selfish, while simultaneously being more generous to those worthy of your generosity, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. You have unlocked a new identity. You have no time and energy for those not worthy of your time and energy. As that version of you fades away, a new positively selfish, yet also generous of you emerges. Like a butterfly from a cocoon, there is now a new version of you. And feel what it would feel like to be that butterfly flying through nature, and perhaps over a park, and back into a city, and then feel back into your reality where the butterfly sits inside you. As very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken feeling empowered, strong boundaries, discerningly selfish but also discerningly generous, a new evolved version of you that, just like the scales, gets the balance just right. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.